Want to start off talking about Trump's tariffs. I know you have been a vocal opponent of them, and I know you sort of touched on this in your speech today at the press club, but if not tariffs, what is the better alternative to ensuring free, fair trade?
Well, the grounds on which the president has imposed these tariffs is flimsy. It's a loophole. There's no issue on national security. To say that we have a national security risk with Canada is laughable. So if the president has a problem with the current arrangement, then enter into negotiations. It's not to just say I'm going to just impose tariffs, because we have longstanding agreements that were negotiated. If you don't like what was negotiated, then negotiate again. It's just that simple. Now, if people are violating the agreement, then file charges against them and create a more expedited process where we can get a resolution of this instead of dragging it on too long. But this was, frankly, it's been rejected across the board: Republicans, Democrats, economists, astrologers, and everybody else.
You know, we know there was a measure introduced by the Senate intended to sort of deter the tariffs, but it's already being criticized as not really having that much potential. Do you think it will have a real impact, or is it
probably not? Probably not. Look, the Congress has been very weak. You know, when I served in the Congress, we respect the president, but the president doesn't tell us what to do, and we don't ask permission, like we did when we were in the 5th grade if we had to go out and go to the drinking fountain. They're too docile. They're not doing their job, and from what I understand, they're all very unhappy over there. And begin to assert yourself. So small steps, you know, baby steps. So the passing of these 2 resolutions is better than nothing, but let's not get carried away with their impact.
Well, we know that NAFTA is also a big issue when it comes to trade, and Senator Sherrod Brown, who's running for re-election, has sort of aligned himself with President Trump on the issue of NAFTA. Is he more in line with Trump and the Republican Party than his opponent?
Frankly, Sherrod has never been for free trade, never has been. He's a protectionist, and I don't think protectionism works. Protectionism means that you will pay more for what you buy. It will mean that what you buy will be inferior to what you could have had because of competition. And you're also fraying your relationships with people where you can work things out. If you have a problem, you want to update NAFTA, that's fine. If you want to figure out a way to include services, that's fine. But let's get it done. And look, when you're running for re-election and you're a protectionist, you remain that.
Most polls show that Americans aren't exactly thrilled about tariffs, but when they poll Trump supporters, they don't seem too upset yet. And it might be too early to tell because we don't know how the long-term impact will look like on their businesses. But do you think that's sort of indicative of the current hyper-partisan divide in the country right now?
Well, the Republican Party is a cheap facsimile thereof. I mean, it used to be for trade, now it's against trade. It used to be for immigration, now it's against immigration. It used to be for a tremendous commitment to NATO and an opposition to Vladimir Putin, and now we begin to see a different attitude among Republicans. It's bizarre. It's a strange movie. Hopefully the movie will end soon and we'll get a new movie.
If we don't, though,
well, it's dangerous if you impose these tariffs. If you're fighting with people, it hurts your ability to have unity and a strong team.
And are you concerned that this is seriously damaging our relationships with our allies in the EU and abroad?
Well, sure it is. Of course, it's damaging. As to whether they can be repaired, I think so. I just hope we'd see a change in direction with the administration.